Hello everyone, this is a major news. It's the announcement of our stable version V7.1 that we announced a couple of weeks ago. And today we have the stable version for Windows available. And for Mac and Linux, bear with us another couple of days. By the end of the week or early next week, the Mac and Linux version will be available as well. So a few things that I want to share with you in this big news. One is that, as you can see on my screen, we updated the design of our website based on the former survey we did a couple of months back. We did some final touch-ups, but you can see that now we went into a dark mode and we are adopting the colors of JavaScript and GitHub style. And you can see that we named now our V7 Black Widow. There is a personal story to this. I will cover it on another occasion. But this is the new design. We put our AI Mina little bot here, and we cover all the things that we are doing. The content didn't change, just the look and feel. But what we will do here is that as we now have the stable version V7.1, we will be updating this part here about our courses on school. So we will update the parts with the practical side. We have also added in the homepage a section dedicated to our AI automation agency program, the Business in a Box, so you can reach it from here. And we will be adding some content here and there, modifying the pages as we go. But this is the new design, a new style, and hopefully something that corresponds to the direction where we're going. But it's not only about design. We also want to show you some of the progress we've made, and we've made major progress because we brought together a couple of branches of development that we had, and the team has been working 15 hours per day for the last 2-3 months. So today we can show you what it means. So let me take an example here on the live video that I did with Eli here a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago. We did this automation here, scrapping 1,000 books from books to scrape, and it was taking 5 minutes 50 seconds. That's almost 6 minutes. And now with the new version of Rtila, V7.1, we have improved that, and I can show you now. I'm going to bring my video right here. So I'm going to run the same project, but what I will do here is I will show you, if I go to the settings and URLs, we have all the 1,000 pages here. Let's see, total 1,000 pages. And then what I do here is that I activate the multi-threading, 50 tabs at the same time. That's a lot of tabs. And then I'm going to run it. And because now we have reached such a level of stability, I can run 50 tabs concurrently. But before I run this project, I want to run it with Brave. So I switched from Chrome to Brave. Brave is faster. So now that I have Brave, I'm going to launch this project with 50 windows. It's going to start right here. And this window is not needed. Okay, you can see that all the tabs have been opened, 50 tabs, and they're running concurrently. And also what I can do here is that I'm going to put the resources that I'm consuming. You can see that the most consumed parameter is the CPU, and I have an i5. This is the version of my CPU. It's a bit of an old one, but it's still doing the job. I can run 50 or maybe even more. It's taking between 80% and 100% of my CPU. It's taking 13 gigabyte out of my 32 gigabyte. It's taking about half of my internet speed, and it barely takes 30% from my graphic card. So you can see that the main bottleneck is the CPU. You may have a more powerful CPU, but also you could run 10 windows or 5 windows in multi-threading with a very small VPS, even with just 2 gigabytes of RAM and 1 unit of virtual CPU. So depending on the resources you have, you can go faster, but that's not the aim. This is really just to demo the level of stability that we have reached. But please don't do that on any website. You will get blacklisted. Books to scrape, they're actually designed for learning scraping, so they let us scrape as much as we can. But that's not nice because this pulls a lot of resources on their server. So this is really just for demo. On other websites, you actually want to go unusually slow or as slow as a human, but then have in parallel multiple social media, multiple websites being worked on. So as you can see, it's already finished, and let's look at the time. And here it took us 1 minute and 40 seconds, less than 2 minutes to get the 1,000 results. Let's take a look very quickly. I get all the books, all the data, and I have so many pages here with all the books and all their data. And if I compare to the video that I said with Eli, the same automation was taking almost 6 minutes. So we we are able now to triple the speed of Rtila. So that's the first thing that I wanted to share with you guys, beside the new design. But also we have something very interesting that you're going to like. And we kind of turned one of our weaknesses into probably what will be a PowerPoint, a good point. I'm going to show you here. We have in the new V7.1. Here, let's switch back to Chrome. Okay, so Chrome works better for the inspection. Okay, now that I'm logged in, I have a list of URLs, 5 LinkedIn URLs that I'm going to take here, and I'm going to go into my project and put them here. This will actually become my the 5 pages that I want to scrape, and I save, and then the first one of them, I will make it the start project. So I go back to the configure here. It was already the case, but that's what I want to start here, and I'm already logged in. So if I come back now, I'm on this page, and I have another 5 in the URL entry in the project settings. So now if I go back to inspect, I'm going to start on this page, Betty Tuzo, and this is what we want to show you. We have a new friend. If you right click, inspect, and you go to the console, and then here you can do Control L to clear the console. So the console is our new friend, guys. This is what is going to help us to do our automations. So let me show you how now it has become easy to automate all this. So the first thing is that if you notice a couple of weeks ago, if I use the normal selector here, LinkedIn has disabled the point and click tools. So we can't anymore go and see what's going on, even if I do H1. So all the tools that use the click and inspect tools have been disabled. So even if I know the profile name and I know it's a H1 or whatever, it will not work, you see. Nothing appears. So many websites could lock this. And I want to show you, so the normal selector DOM that we had, you had to find the selector, use here the elements and go and find the elements and then look at what is unique and then put it, yeah? So that's a little bit difficult to non-developers. So now we have a new tool, which is right now in experimental mode. You go to new command, custom, and you search for the selector experimental, this one, selector exp01. So it's still in beta experiment, but this will help you to find the CSS locators and build your automations much faster. Let me show you how it works. So once you open it, you come here, and how it works is that you need to enable, so you will see that on many commands there will be a show console logs. So that will enable the command to communicate with the console and drop you a lot of guidance and messages and help. So it's already checked in this case, but I want to enable the CSS locator finder. That's what will help you find CSS locator. So I enable it, and it's very simple. I just take the text value that I'm targeting. So this one is Betty Tuzo. Okay, I put it here. I just paste it, and now I run this command inside the selector, inside the studio. And what it's going to do is that it's going to look for all the elements in the HTML that contains Betty Tuzo and help us find the best CSS locator. So you can see here that it finds the best optimal. It finds 7 uniques, 7 exact matches, and 5 of them are unique. And that's what we want. We want a unique finding because this is one person. So you can see that it tells us the element is H1. I can use H1, and it tells us which attribute inner text. But also I could use image attribute title and then in the value title to get the same data. So let me take the shortest and the best. So it's H1. So now I know that I'm going to use H1. So I copy H1 here, and I'm going to go into inspection. And now I know that my profile name is H1. Yes. And inner text was what our tool told us. So I leave it into inner text in terms of where is the content. So I save here. Now let's go and get the second thing. So after that, let's find out what is the title. So I copy the title here. I go back to my selector exp01. And now instead of Betty Tuzo, I put her title, and I'm going to run this again. and it's going to find me the right CSS locator to catch this. Yeah, so it finds that there is one that I can use here, and also it does a test for you. It will go and use it as a candidate. It applies the right attribute, and you can see here that the content, indeed, we're getting only one unique content, and the value is cofondatrice café de spécialité and RSE. So it's working. So I'm going to use this, copy it, and it's inner text as well, so that's good. So I'm going to create a new property, and I'm going to call it title, and this is the even it looks like we're blindfolded, but we're being helped. We don't have the preview, but I know that the title, inner text, will get me the title. I save. Let's go to the next one. Let's take the location here, which is Paris, Île-de-France, and let's use that as the target data. And I'm going to paste it here. Run the command, get the selector for this location. It find me this thing. Okay, this is good selector, even if I don't understand very much. And it's also inner text. Pay attention to the attribute. So I go back here, and now I can say location. I paste this locator, and it's inner text. We save. And let's here make sure that we switch to detail, because this is a single page. And here I'm going to switch to property name so we can see them better. So this is just a visual trick, but the detail is important. Okay, now we have profile name, title, location. Let's grab some more data. Now I'm interested in some more things. I want to catch how many followers she has. So let's copy this, and I'm going to come here and search again. Run the command, and let's find the CSS locator for getting all the followers, 4,968 followers, and it used this CSS locator. But now pay attention. If you look properly here, you will notice that the first part is bold and the second part is not bold, so it may be using something different, and I may want to get, instead of 4,968 space followers, I just want the number. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to remove followers. I remove the trailing space and the preceding space. Okay, there's no space. Now I run the command again, and now it's going to find me the CSS locator just for the number of followers. You can see here that now I just get the number cleaned up, and this is the class to get the number of followers. So now I can copy this CSS locator. It's in inner text, and I'm going to go back to the inspection and create a new property for followers, and then paste this, and then it's inner text. Good. Let's now get one more data, which is here, the number of connections. Likewise, I first check if I can get the whole block of text. So sometimes you have to try part of the text, sometimes you have to try the full text. It depends how it is in the source code. So I already get some good results, but I just want the number. So I remove the words and I keep 500 plus. I run it again. Maybe I can get a better selector. And indeed, it finds one selector that is unique, that gives me just the number you see here. Now I have the number cleaned up. So I'm going to go back to my inspection, and then here, this is going to be the number of connections that she has. I paste my locator for selection. It's inner text. Very good. Now the only thing that I want in addition to that is that I want to save the URL of this profile so that I know to whom this belongs. So what you can do is that you can just go to the settings of this property and you just check this box to include the page URLs, and it will grab automatically the URL of this page and add it to our dataset. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 properties plus the URL 6 properties. My automation is ready. What I do is that I just added a wait time. So let me show you how to add the wait time. So I can delete all this. I only need 2 commands. A wait time, just to make sure that it's going to wait between 3 seconds and 3 seconds to load, for the page to load. And then once I load, I just need a second command, which is to extract the results. So extract, I save, and remember here, the pages are being loaded from the configuration and the URL. So it's going to load all these URLs and scrub their data. And here, I just do one by one. Don't go too fast. Don't do what I did with Books to Scrape on LinkedIn. You will get blacklisted. So let's run it. And also, you have to be much slower with LinkedIn. So this is just for learning purposes. Let's look at it. It's starting with the first profile, or one of the first profiles. So it's going to wait 3 seconds, grab the data, go to the second profile. It's Betty. It's going to wait 3 seconds again. So here I only have 5 URLs, but if it works with 5, it will work with 500, 5,000. Just give it time. You can spread it over a couple of weeks. Don't go too fast. Always, the social media websites, they like a behavior that is human-like, and they don't want you to overload their servers. So I think this is one of the last profiles that I had in my list, or the before last. Yeah, so let's look at the results now. And now if you see here, I have the 5 results. Let's look at the data, and it's all nice data. The names, the titles, all the locations, all their followers, how many connections, and their profile URL. I have just created a LinkedIn scraper actually, very quickly, thanks to this new DOM selector experimental. Okay, let's now do a second automation, another complicated case. I'm going to do some scrapping on Amazon website. So here I have a list of URLs of products. So I'm going to take all these URLs that I want to scrap the data from. I'm going to create a new project. So you go here on new project. Let's move this around here. So click on new project, quick start. Let's call it Amazon products data. And for now, we just keep it like this. And I just click start to create the project. And I close it. So now I created the project. I'll go to configuration here, and I go to URLs, and I load all the URLs that I want to scrape. So I save this. Now I take the first product and I'm going to use it as a starting page. So when I go back here, I go back to configure, and that's the URL to inspect. I'm going to start on this product page. So now that we have configured our project, I can go and launch the inspector. And the first time it's going to do this. So I'm going to type this AETX AH because I'm in Mauritius. So if you guys are in the US and you visit Amazon.com, it should pop up directly. And also you see it says Mauritius. So if I don't change this, I will not get the correct pricing or shipping details. So I'm going to change my address to a US zip code. And this is going to drop a cookie, and I don't need to do it the next time. So now it will say that it's going to deliver to Wilmington in Delaware. And now if you can see here, I'm going to close this. I'm going to reopen it. And it kept my session. So now it knows that I'm in the US. I went through the configuration. Now I have access to all the prices. So let's open the inspection here. And also right click on the page, inspect, and move to the console. And you can see that Amazon pages are huge. I'm going to clear this with Control L. And now let's go to the inspection and start creating the properties that we want. So let's say, what do I need here from the Amazon product? So we're going to need the product name. I'll just create the properties for now. And then we may want to have the number of ratings, how many people bought it, and the price, and the ASIN number. Yeah, so let's do that. So let's start with product name, and then I want the ASIN because that's the unique identifier, ASIN number, and then the price. That's often the most difficult to find on Amazon is the price. Once I get the price, I want to know how many people bought it. So bought it number. I don't know how to call it, but how many people bought it in this last month? That's 1, 2, 3, 4 elements, and then I'm going to switch here to have the names of the properties, and also I'm going to switch the dataset type to detail because this is a detail page of a product. So now I have my dataset ready. The only thing that I want to grab again is here in the properties, include the page URLs so that I can know to which product, which URL belongs to this product. So I save here. Now I get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is the page. Okay, I got my data containers ready, but I don't have the CSS locator. So if I use the CSS click and point, it may get me something. In this case, it's not bad. It finds me product title. But in some other cases, for example, if I try to get the ratings, it's going to find not this. I'm in bought it. How many people bought it? So this is the one. So you see it's split into 2 pieces. Then I remove this. Then I try to get this, which is not bad. the price. Let's try to get the price, and you will see that the price is so difficult to get because Amazon actually splits the price. It puts 9, and then on another line it puts dot. So it's always a game. You only get some funny prices, and it's very hard to find actually the CSS locator for price. It's always messed up. So you can see that there is always challenges when you have websites like this, like LinkedIn, like Amazon, like Facebook. They will obfuscate the code. So let's now again use our little new tool, which is the custom command here. I go to custom command, I search for our new selector experimental, and I'm going to grab the CSS locators for all these products, for all these product details. So let's start with, so again, to get rid of the highlighting of the selector, I reload the page. So I'm going to just copy the whole product name. I'm going to enable here the CSS locator search, and I'm going to paste the whole product. And now I'm going to make sure I'm in console here, and I run this, and this is going to go and look for the product title for me and find me some good CSS locators. So it's going through everything. It finds the product title that we had before, but it finds a better one, which is H1 with attribute ID, and it's inside the inner text. This is very good. It's short and good and reliable. So I go back to inspection now, and for my product name as a CSS selector, I'll put this, and you can see here I immediately get the product name. Good, that's one win. Now let's go back here and reload the page again to get rid of the selector. And now what I want the asyn. So the asyn actually is very hard to find. So I go back to the automation panel, I go back to my selector experimental, and here the asyn is this actually. So I'm gonna copy this, but I don't want to get it from the URL. I want to find it somewhere stable in the source code. So let's run this and see what this command is going to find us. So it's searching, and there are a lot of, the asyn number is repeated like probably 100 times in one page. So that's why it's going through the whole HTML code. It's finding so many results, it's classifying them for us, and it's going to go give us all the CSS locators by their sorted by their shortness and their resilience, so that we can choose the best one. If I had to do this manually, it will take like minutes, and even though it take minutes, I'm not sure I will find it, because you're gonna see it's hidden very nicely. There are so many places where you can find it. The asyn, there are 358 unique places that have the asyn number. So now let's look. There is this input asyn as a selector, and then the attribute is asyn. There is also selector ID SNS asyn inside value. And then this one inside data asyn is this one. So you have to think which one is the most likely to remain stable. So let's start with this one, and it's inside the attribute asyn. So I'm going to copy this selector, and I remember that the attribute is asyn. This is very important. So I go to asyn, I put the selector, and I go here into the attribute, and the attribute is asyn. Now I get the asyn number. Very good. Okay, let's move to the next one. We need the price now. So let's go to automation again, selector, and here let's type the price. So the price is 9.97. This is very hard to find. Let's see if this command is going to help us find a good selector for the price. This is probably the hardest thing to find in scrapping and in automation of Amazon. The price is really well hidden. So good, we have 3 results, potential result that gives us a unique exact match. So let's take the first one, this one, and here you pay attention, it's inside the attribute value. So I will have to change to attribute value. So I copy the selector, I go back here, I go to price, I put my selector, and as you can see, it finds one, but it cannot pull the price because I need to go into attribute and say that it's inside the value. And now that I put the right attribute, I get the price. Very good. Let's go now and get the last element. So the last element that we want is how many people bought it. So let me refresh. And I'm going to copy all this text here. And I want to find this data. So I come here, I remove, I paste, and let's look for the selector. So I copy this locator here, yeah, and pay attention. I copy it. So it says class and dollar equal. That means the class will end with face out. That's what it means. That's how it will end. So I have this option, but I have also a second option and a third option. Depending on how you feel, you can use either or. So what I'm going to do is that I think it will be more stable if I use this one. So I'm going to use this, and it's inside inner text. So let's copy this and go back to inspection and go to bought it. And then I'm going to paste this here. So it finds one here. It finds it, and then inner text. You can see here 8,000 bought in the past month, and it's already in inner text. So now we got all the data that we want, and we get the URL also from the settings here. We're grabbing the URL. So we have everything we need. It took us very little time. This used to take like half an hour or something or more just to find the selectors. So now I can save, and let's run this automation to grab the data of 5 products. Oh, I forgot something. Let's go back, and I need to extract the data. So here in automation, I can remove this. It was very helpful. Now what I will do is that I will add just a bit of wait time to make sure that the page is going to load. So I'm going to wait 3 seconds, between 3 and 3 seconds. And then once we wait 3 seconds, we're going to extract the data. That's only 2 commands we need. So it will extract whatever is in the inspection, and I have it on detail, and I have all my data. Okay, now we're good. Let's run this. And remember, I put all the URLs of all my products here. I could put 5,000 products, no problem. So let's run this with 5 products for now. And hands off. It's going to go to the first product. It's waiting the 3 seconds, grabbing the data. Okay, second product. 3 seconds waiting. Okay, I think it's going to go now is the third product. So depending on where you are, it may be faster, it may be slower. So you may not even need the wait of 3 seconds. So you can put 1 second, you can put 0 second, it depends. I like to put at least 3 seconds just in case to make sure that the price has the time to be displayed. So okay, the 5 results are here, and let's look at them here. We have 5 products, and indeed we have the title, ASIN, price, how many bought it, and the URL of the product. And you can notice that this ASIN here is missed for this product. So let's correct this. So let's copy this URL where it's actually missed, and let's figure out, maybe we need to use a different selector than the one I used. And our tool has given us a second option. Maybe the second option will work for all 5 products. An important point here, when something is missing, you need to make sure that you're going to go and rework this selector on that specific page where it's missing, the anomaly. So I'm going to grab the URL of this product, and let's now find another selector that can work for all of them, but especially for this product. So now if I go back here and I reopen the project, I reopen here my inspection, I go to the console, I give more space to my studio here, and then here I put that URL that is problematic. So this particular page has something different, maybe because it's Amazon choice, maybe because it's not, it is in discount, maybe it's featured, we don't know. But let's take this ASIN now, and let's use again our custom command experimental for selector. And let's see on this specific page what we get. And here I put enable, and I search for the ASIN, and now I run it. And let's see what we're going to get into the console. So again, it's going to take a couple of seconds to go through all the results. When we tried just earlier, there were like 358 or 350 unique matches. So that could change already, just because this page, this product page is a little bit different and presents the ASIN in a bit different way. So we need to find the most common selector to all types of product pages, discounts, and so on. So let's look at this. You see 277 instead of 350 or 70. So this data Seymour, I didn't see it before. So now you have to look at what could be the most stable. This is part of the product. So I think this data marketplace will always be there. So data marketplace, data asyn. This looks like a good candidate. Let's use this. Right click, copy this here, and it has the attribute data asyn. Good. So this asyn now could work. Let's go back here. Now I don't need this in my run, and let's run it again. All right, we run it again for the 5 products. So I will let it run in fast mode just to save our time. Okay, let's look at the result and see if we are now able to get all the asyn. And there you go, we corrected and we have perfect resilience and reliance. And now you can do price comparison, price monitoring. You can go and check every day for those products because we can target with the asyn and the product name. So we have done 2 of the most complicated automations on LinkedIn and on Amazon. And we welcome you to reproduce this and have fun and get all the data you need. See you on the next one.